What's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to be taking a look at arc length and how we can figure out what the arc length is for any, well, arc, whether it be the entire circle or just a fraction of it. Let's follow these steps so that we can get the answer right every single time. Let's dive right in. Okay, so what's important to note is that when we're talking about arc length, we are talking about, well, the length of an arc in a circle. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, but all that is just a section of the circumference of a circle that is cut out. And so if you think about an angle of a circle as 360 degrees, okay, it means that basically if I am starting here and I rotate all the way around, I'm rotating 360 degrees. And so given that the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r, maybe that sounds familiar, and of course r is the radius, well then 2 pi r is the length of, well, the arc of an entire circle. Because again, I'm starting here and now I'm rotating up 90, 180, 270, 360. So therefore, the entirety of the circle is my perimeter or my arc length or my circumference, which in this case is 2 pi r. But what if I cut out a smaller section of that? And let's say I'm doing 270 degrees. So let's say I'm starting down here and I'm going all the way over to 270 and I'm cutting off the circle there. So if you think about this, I have 2 pi r as an entire 360 degree circle, right? The entire circle. Now what I need to do is basically multiply this by the amount of the circle that I am considering. And that might sound a little bit weird, but all it is just a ratio or a fraction. Because if you think about this, out of the 360 total degrees of a circle, I'm only really considering 270 of those degrees. So 270 out of those 360 is what I'm using in this example specifically. So what does that actually equal? Well, if we put this into our calculator, and it's always a good idea to leave pi, which is an irrational number, as pi. Leave it as pi, and of course leave r as our radius in there because that is our independent variable. But you will find that this is going to simplify down to 1.5 pi r. So that right there is going to be the arc length when I have 270 degrees. Now what if I did a semicircle or a half circle? Well, again, I am just going to be considering 180 degrees out of those 360 degrees, and therefore multiplying that by 2 pi r to figure out what I actually need to use as my calculation. Another way that you might be thinking about this, and what 180 over 360 simplifies to, is that I am considering half of the circle. So if I take 1/2 and I multiply that by the circumference of the entire circle, well, then I'll get the circumference of half the circle, right? Just divided by 2. And this would simplify down to pi r, right? 1/2 times 2, that just equals 1. So I'm left with pi r. And so using these ratios, you can figure out what the circumference of any arc length is that you're taking into consideration. So let's say if you did 90, that's a quarter of a circle. 90 over 360 is equal to 1/4. So what is 1/4 of an entire circumference of a circle? Well, that is just going to give me 1/2 times pi r, because 1/4 times 2 is going to give me 1/2, and I'm left with pi r. So see, and I encourage you to pause the video right here to see if you can figure out what 45 and 1 degree would be as far as your calculation goes. And for 45 degrees, you should get 1/4 pi r. And for 1 degree, you should get 1 all over 360 pi r. Now, what about any angle? Let's call it alpha, or maybe it's theta, whatever. What would it actually be? Well, we would take whatever that angle is over 360 and then multiply that by our 2 pi r. So another way of thinking about that is if we simplified this, this would become alpha over 180 times pi r if we simplified it. Because again, if we had 360 down here and then 2 here, it would simplify to 180. All right, so that's kind of a general formula, which is why in our formula books in the IB, we see that the length of an arc is simply, well, denoted by L, is whatever angle we're considering all over 360, and we multiply that by 2 pi r, or alternatively, we can use theta over 180 times pi r, because that's just what it is simplified down. It doesn't matter which one you use, you'll get the right answer as long as you simplify it correctly and of course put it into the calculator correctly. So remember that theta is the angle measured in degrees, because we're using degrees in our class, and then r is just the radius. That is what the radius of the circle happens to be. So what does this actually look like in a problem? Well, let's take a look. So let's find the length of an arc of a circle with the radius 2 centimeters and a central angle of 120 degrees. So remember that we are considering this formula right here. And what we want to do is, well, first of all, at least for me, I would go ahead and draw a diagram. So I am using a circle right here, okay? And let's say that I am going to start right here. So I know that if I go all the way over here, that's going to be 180 degrees. So let's go less than that to 120, okay? So I have a 120 degree angle right here. And what I want to know is, what is this arc length right here that this angle is going to give? And I also know that my radius is going to be 2 centimeters. Now, how do I calculate? Well, again, the length of any arc is just theta, which in our case is 120 degrees, all over 360, times 2 pi, and then we need to take in our radius into account, which is just 2. So now, there's two different ways of representing this answer. One is the exact value, one is the approximate value. The approximate value means that you are using a decimal point. In our case, it's 3 significant figures. And then the exact answer means you're leaving pi in there because, again, pi is an irrational number that can only accurately be denoted by the symbol. So if I wanted to give the, let's say, the exact answer, I would simplify 120 over 360 times 2 pi times 2 as much as I can while leaving pi in the answer. And what you would get is that your length would be 4 over 3 pi centimeters. But sometimes that's not exactly as helpful as you would like. Maybe you want to know the exact distance of fencing that you need to do, or you need an approximation of the fencing, or you need an answer that doesn't have pi in it. So it makes a little bit more sense in terms of distance, depending on the context of your problem. So let's say that we want to approximate the answer. And so if we want the approximate answer, we would go ahead and put that into our calculator. So our length would be approximately 4.19 centimeters because we are going to be using 3 significant figures. Okay? So I hope that helped shed a little bit of light as to how we can use a very basic formula in order to find the arc length of any arc, given that we are provided the angle and we are provided the radius. And as long as we have those two things, or at least we're able to find out what those two things are, we can plug it into the formula that is in our formula booklet and get the answer every time. But just remember that if the problem is asking us for an exact answer, we want to leave pi in the answer. And if we're asked for an approximate answer or an answer to 3 significant figures or 2 decimal places, we want to go ahead and make sure that we are doing that. And that way we're going to have numbers with no symbols like pi or e or anything like that. So I hope that sheds a little bit of light into how to do this, and I'll see you all in the next video.